Hello and welcome to Moon Magic Tarot. My name is Amby, and what we're doing today is the Leo yearly overview for 2016. And what I'm going to actually do is pull one card for each month, and we'll go through it. Also, the bottom card on the deck after we're done dealing, that's going to be representative of the general feel of the year rolling through, like what's kind of consistently happening throughout the year. And so, okay. So this is Leo for the year of 2016. Alright, well, I guess we're started. There's January, February, March, April. Scooch these together. April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. Alright. So what we're looking at. And for the year, the undercurrent of the whole year, we've got this is the Six of Pentacles. Now the Six of Pentacles is often about you feeling abundant, and you are abundant. You materially secure, financially secure, and you have enough to share. Look, there's people that need, and you have what it takes to give. And sometimes it can be you showing people the way to greater abundance. So not necessarily that they are coming to you for handouts. You might be handing them wisdom to cultivate their own abundance that you understand fully. So you've worked hard for your money. When you keep what you need, but you actually invest into maybe your community to help in some way, which is really a beautiful and nice thing to do. It seems like generosity tends to be kind of the common theme throughout your year, is what this is trying to say. So that's good. You feel strong and solid, which is typical of Leo. In January, we start with the Two of Wands. Okay? And the Two of Wands says that there's some kind of project that you've been working on, usually career related. Tends to speak to like what's motivated through the heart. So like what you're passionate about, what speaks to your soul, but it can just be, you know, the work that you do, that which you invest most of your energy into, you know, prospects. And this is with the two, it means that you've taken the first step, and now you're at the second stage of it, and you're kind of at a crossroads. Possibly you might have to pick which way you're going to take it. You can either go the easy way, you can take the hard way. You're going to have to make those decisions on your own, but just know that the initial step has been done. You've showed progress. There is promise and hope for the future. You just kind of be cautious about which direction you go with things. And so, you know, stop and breathe and take a look at really what you're looking at and what your decisions mean for your future. And then you'll know exactly which course to take. On this, it looks like it looks a little calmer to go on the left side of that, right? So maybe there's a calmer, easier path that you can find when you're looking into the future. Alright, so February, you have the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups, pages often indicate messengers, so this is basically saying that you get a message, whether it's just word of mouth, actually like a message, email, voicemail, phone call, handwritten letter maybe, doubt it, but maybe. But you get some kind of message, and it brings you news of the emotional nature. Generally this is positive, but it means you're going to chances are you're going to feel big emotions. Most likely it's going to be happiness. Pages can also indicate children, or people that are kind of immature in their behavior. They're not, you know, well-rounded adults, or that they're acting childish. In this case, it would be a child who's very emotional, okay? So very emotional, they feel things very deeply, they're sensitive, they tend to be kind of cool, unless, you know, they get revved up. But it'd be a water element, somebody with a water sign. So We'll see what this is, and I'll kind of know if it's, whether it's a child or if it's um, a message. I'm gonna say it's a message. Somebody's gonna give you a positive message. And going into March, you're gonna feel empowered. See, this is the magician, and the cool thing about the magician is he creates his reality. Okay. That's one thing he does. He creates his reality. He has all the tools to do it, so he kind of lays his path out in front of him and creates what he needs as he goes. You know, he has all the elements, and that's all he needs to make success in his life and others. So that means in March you're going to feel very empowered. You absolutely have what it takes to create and do whatever it is that you think you do. But being a Leo, I'm sure you believe that anyways, and because Leos tend to be pretty confident, so this is you feeling confident. You're like, I own this, you know, I'm going to make it rain or whatever. So this is a good, March is going to be beautiful for you. April, it looks like you're going to give up on something, and it might not be related to what was going on in March, but you're going to turn your back on something, and this is a good thing. When this card comes up, it means whatever it was holding you back, and it's time to kind of just walk away. Sometimes it can feel like you've been abandoned. Sometimes it feels like that, like, you know, the love isn't there for you, and so you kind of got to go it alone. And sometimes we do need that, but I really think in this instance, this is talking about you walking away from something that's no longer serving you, or kind of been holding you back, or causing complacency, where you don't feel driven to go. So this is, you know, this is an inspirer for greater things. And sometimes it can be uncomfortable, but try to breathe into it, you know, and realize, as always, that things are going to go, they're going to go well, okay? So this is intended on purpose to make your life better, although it doesn't seem like it in the moment. This is for May, and you've got the Knight of Cups. So it is possible that the Knight of Cups is a younger male, more mature than a child, obviously, of a water sign. So there's that link already. So, and it can also mean you either get a message. Again, this is a bigger message, a positive, emotional nature and excitement. But a lot of times this indicates that that there's something, that a change that's happening that's kind of emotional. So it can be hard. So like, you know, like sometimes if you move to a new place and you don't know anybody, that can be kind of hard emotional. Or you move to where you always wanted to be, or you get this opportunity come and it changes your dynamic. You get a new job and it's very fulfilling to you, so you're excited and causing a lot of emotions. So in April, something's going to kick things up. It's going to kind of stir the pot, and it's going to be good. Generally, this card is excitement. Look, this horse is rearing up like, woo, and he's like holding up his cup, so he's happy. Like, this is a celebration coupled with a lot of change and kind of a stirring of the pot, I would say, which is good. So it means whatever you turned your back on, it's working out for the best. It's bringing in opportunities like I was saying that it would. It's going to come April. And now in June, look at you. In June, you got plenty. But the thing about this Four of Pentacles, okay, what he's saying is, mine. I made this step, and I created it all, and, you know, I had to go out on my journey. This is mine. I worked for it, and it's mine. I'm keeping it. And so, with this being here, asking you to give, you're being pointed, it's trying to show you in June that you're kind of, restricting the flow of currency. And one of the things about currents is it flows, and the more it flows, the more abundance the water is for us collectively, okay? So if we can give, we get, right? That's the idea. And so this is telling you in June to maybe look at where you might be holding back from sharing when you could possibly be sharing. So it doesn't necessarily have to be money, okay? So this can be your time, your energy, it can be your help, it can be your strength, whatever it is. You'll kind of know. Once you get to June, you'll kind of feel it out, and you'll know, like, oh, this is being asked of me and I'm resistant to it. Like, I don't want to give this up so much because I feel like I deserve it and it's mine, okay? But the overall energy is asking you to maybe open up the floodgates a little bit. Share what you have with the world. It could be even internally. So um it's not so much going to be thoughts because it's pentacles, but this is a general reading, excuse me. So it's possible that for some of you, you have some thoughts in your head or ideas or inspirations to do some things that maybe in turn could manifest some money and bring money into your life, and you've been keeping them closed, locked in the door. And maybe it would be information for other people to do the same for them as you're being asked to share throughout the year. So it's possible. Maybe try to loosen your grip on your stack and you'll watch it grow. I really believe that. So remember, invest back in the people that have invested in you, whether it's time or money or whatever. Do that because it keeps them around. You'll always have support. And this can talk about that, where you cut off your attention from other people. This is for July. Let's see what it is. All the way over here. Right, you got the Two of Swords. And the Two of Swords basically says that there's a stalemate. There's like a situation where you gotta pick one or the other, and you don't know what to do. And logically, you can't really see the situation clearly. So, in this instance, I would say, wait. Wait a minute. Just sit, and if you can put off making a decision in July, kind of wait it out, because I think situations might wibble wobble. Okay, so they might not stay the way it is. So somebody comes and they make you an offer of two things. They're like, you could do this or you could do this. Well, this and this are totally not what they're saying it is. So I would wait so that more can come to light. It is kind of gloomy in this, and she absolutely can't see what's going on. So I'm going to tell you, if you can avoid making a decision on these things because you're going to feel that. I really believe in July, you're going to feel like, oh crap, I've really got to, it's either this or that and I just don't know. Please try to just hold off. Or maybe seek an outside source to look at it with you. Maybe that'll help clarify for you, okay? So going into this would be August. Going into August, it might be good. See, here's the King of Swords. The King of Swords usually is like a male in your life who's kind of an authoritarian figure. It can be, just you think he's got authority. So it could be like a father figure. It can be a teacher. It could be police, military, a professor. It could, anybody who kind of generally has authority over something. So whatever this decision you're making, I really do think holding off and wait until you can get maybe an expert in the area of whatever it is. And chances are it's kind of a heady thing. So it's decision based on ideas. And he's like the king of ideas, so. And he's strong, he's very decided and he's firm, and there's not a lot of give to him. And in this instance, I think you need to hear what he has to say before you make this decision. That's what it looks like to me. So I would wait it out if I could, if you can. If not, things happen, and it all happens for a reason. So if you can't, just try your best to think it through and be logical, because that's another thing. He speaks to logic a lot. He's very logical. So use logic to make this decision. If you're feeling like you can't see it clearly, or somebody even says that you're not seeing it clearly, maybe try to find somebody. It might take you a minute to find that person, because this is the next month that there's somebody there that could speak to that. Please do that, and I think it'll pay out for you better or easier, okay? And so look, and it opens up. Okay, so in September now you have so many decisions you don't know what to do, alright? So it's possible that in July, you're being offered these two decisions. Come to find out, you talk to this person and you have millions of options. So they were saying, like, you either take this or take this, and both of these are uncomfortable. You're like, I don't know, I really don't want to do that. And somebody is telling you have to. Will you seek out advice, maybe legal advice, because authority has to do with government, so it could be legal advice. And they say, no, 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 no. You have so many decisions. You have this, that, and you can do this, that, or the other, and you just have to decide for yourself then when you got a clearer picture. See, I think at this point, this man has removed your blinders, okay? So you'll know the more possibilities, and it might be hard to make the decision, but at least you're not trapped into these self-limiting, destructive decisions, okay? And so, in October, you got temperance, and temperance in this, temperance is about even emotions, okay? And kind of balancing. For me, it's a lot about balancing the emotion and the rational, and I think that relates to this to some degree. You know, when you have to make big decisions, and it can be frustrating when you can't figure out what you're supposed to do, and sometimes you can feel like you're backed into a corner, and you get very explosive. And being that Leos tend to be these really strong, energetic forces, and they're very energetically radiant. They kind of explode outwardly. It's really good to be able to. Some of the Leos that I know can be reactionary, and this is asking you to maybe try not to be so reactionary. Try to bring it down, balance it out with rational thought. Try to look at it from different perspectives. Sometimes that really changes the way things look, and then you realize, if it seemed like this person was trying to hurt you, instead of being like, you were trying to hurt me and I'm going to hurt you back, you get here and you look at it from a different angle and you see that, well, from their perspective, that's all they could see, or whatever it is. It's that they didn't intentionally want to hurt you, but it's just kind of what happened. They were unaware of these possibilities because maybe they weren't a professional, okay? So, calm, rational thought, kind of processing through and easing through the changes or this decision. I'm not sure what exactly this affects as far as like your area of life. I do think it has to do with some ideas. So it might be, like ways to and quite possibly it's legal. So like, yeah, quite possibly it's legal. You got some news about finances and that makes you want to button up. So maybe there's like, there's some kind of probably legal matter. And this is most likely a lawyer that comes and clears things out. And you kind of got to stay cool to make it work out. And that's why it's kind of drawn out. Legal stuff draws out, and it seems like it's going over quite a few months. Come November, it looks like you do actually have the Knight of Wands. And this one often has to do with change of residence, but obviously not every Leo is going to change residence. Maybe all the Leos that watch this video possibly are going to change residence, because it does mean that like almost all the time. But because he's a fire sign, he can be a male. It could be that a man, a younger man, not like a king, because a king's like a fully mature, strong, solid man. This is like a late teen to mid 20s man, where they're still figuring stuff out. Fire sign, so he's passionate and strong-willed and kind of fiery, and excuse my kitty cat. So that could be a person that actually comes into your life and has an impact in November. But it can be just, change in scenery of some kind. Maybe you might be traveling for extended time, not just because it is changed residence. So maybe it's a temporary move of residence. So maybe you take a long vacation or a leave of absence, and go somewhere else. It can also be a change in creative endeavors. So maybe now is the time that you can implement some of these things that you've been working on. Now that you're past this, now you can totally change gears and look in the other direction. So let's see what December looks like. December looks like the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups, she's a lady. Most often, she's a lady. It could be, obviously with the general reading, this could be Just like this king could be a lady, just a masculine lady, or a more exerting masculine tendencies, or in like a, yeah, so this is a female, and it could be a man that's kind of in a more feminine, especially because it's a water sign female. She's a queen of cups, and she's soft and caring and nurturing. So maybe in December you have somebody around that impacts your life significantly, that is very caring and loving and compassionate and nurturing. So you feel cared about. And this could also be asking you to pull out some of these tendencies, that you need to be softer, and that you maybe need to get in touch with your emotions and really nurture and help heal yourself, because a lot of the times these queens are in healing professions. So I think, yeah, overall it looks like a good year. You got some challenges, but it looks like you're going to get some good news throughout the year, and that things are going to work out for you. They really are. I really think that whatever this is, and it doesn't necessarily have to be legal, but it feels like that for maybe the majority of you, that it has to do with legal stuff. It is possible, absolutely possible, that it is, and it's going to work out great, and you're going to be able to transition into something new, okay, whether that's a new home life or not. And this could be, maybe you found, like, if you're a man, maybe you found a woman, and if not, maybe you found a friend that's really, you know, like, helps heal you through maybe some of these struggles that you went through. So anyways, I think that's about it. I really hope you have a beautiful 2016. Ooh, excuse me. And thank you for watching my video. Please do like, subscribe, and comment if you want to. I'm going to start putting up weeklies for every sign starting next Sunday. I wanted to start with the yearly since I decided to become part of YouTube right around the New Year. So hopefully, you know, you want to come back and see that. So I hope to see you and hear from you soon. Much love, and have a good one. Thank you.